Welcome to Foundation Home Learning. This is a foundation unit for children learning at home during this extended school closure. It is designed to provide learning opportunities for primary age children and will help to develop their abilities within the national curriculum within science, history, geography and art. This is lesson 3 in the series. Please listen along and pause the video when necessary, and be sure to listen out for the task appropriate for your age and ability. To be prepared for today's lesson, make sure you have a range of recycled items like kitchen roll tubes, paper plates, plastic bottles, egg cartons, bottle caps, paper or plastic cups, old CDs, pipe cleaners and wool. Make sure you also have some art supplies like paint, glue, colouring pens or pencils and scissors. Follow along with the video and be sure to pause when you've been given a task to complete. You will know when to pause the video when you see the symbol in the bottom corner of the screen. Today's learning objective is to create different sea creatures using recycled products. More than 8 million tonnes of plastic goes into the world's oceans every year, according to research. That is about the same as 5 shopping bags filled with plastic for every 30 centimetres of coastline in the world. It's a problem as the plastic takes at least 10 years to break down and is a risk to birds and animals like turtles, dolphins and whales. Scientists warn that the problem could double in the next 10 years unless people stop using so much plastic. To save our sea creatures, we must find other uses for our waste products. So today we would like you to use the recycled products to create different sea creatures. So here's the main task of today's lesson. With the recycled resources you have gathered, we would like you to create one of the sea creatures from the story using some of the methods shown in today's lesson. First, we will look at how to make a fish. You will need paper plates, paint, colouring pens or colouring pencils, glue, string and scissors. Step 1. Colour your paper plate with either paint, colouring pens or colouring pencils. Then cut out a head, a tail and a fin from another paper plate. Make sure to use the scissors carefully. Step 2. Use your glue to stick the head, tail and fin onto the back of the plate. You may decide to paint or colour these first. Step 3. Draw a face on the head and some lines on the tail and fin. And finally, step 4. Decorate your fish by adding spots, lines or anything you decide. Now we're going to try and make a jellyfish. You will need paper plates, paints, colouring pens or colouring pencils, a hole punch, string and some scissors. Step 1. Take the paper plate and cut it down the middle, but do not cut it in a straight line. Cut it in a wavy line, as you can see in the pictures. This will give you 2 jellyfish to work with. Step 2. Paint or colour each jellyfish using different colours. Then you will need another paper plate to cut wavy tentacles, as you can see in the picture. These can either be coloured or left plain. It's up to you. And finally, step 3. You can draw a face on your jellyfish and add any decorations you decide. You may want to use different materials for your tentacles by either gluing the paper plates to the back or making holes using your hole punch and tying wool or pipe cleaners through the holes. Next we're going to show you how to make a fish skeleton. You will need paper plates, glue, a pen or a pencil, and some scissors. Step 1. Cut the paper plate into small wavy strips, making sure to leave a large part at each end for the head and the tail. Step 2. Cut 2 long straight strips from another paper plate and place them along the middle of the paper plates and glue it down. And finally, step 3. Draw a sad face on the head of the fish, as this fish has not survived the effects of a polluted ocean. You may want to add more decoration if you want. Next, we will look at how to make an octopus. You will need paper plates, paint, colouring pens, colouring pencils, scissors, glue and string. Step 1. Colour your paper plate. Then cut 8 wavy strips from your second paper plate. Step 2. Colour the 8 tentacles. Once the paint has dried, draw a face on the plate and use the glue to stick the 8 tentacles to the back of the paper plate. And finally, step 3. Punch a hole in the top and tie some wool through the hole so you are able to hang up your artwork. Next, we'll show you how to make a fishbowl. You will need paper plates, paint, colouring pens or colouring pencils. Step 1. Paint or colour the bottom part of the plate yellow to represent the sand. Step 2. Paint or colour the rest of the plate blue. Step 3. When the paint has dried, add some green seaweed. And finally, step 4. Add some fish into the bowl, and when the paint has dried, draw around each part with a black marker pen to make sure everything stands out. And finally, we're going to show you how to make a plastic bottle octopus. You will need a plastic bottle, glue, paper, and a pen or a pencil. Step 1. Take your plastic bottle and cut it in half. Make sure you do this safely with your home teacher. Step 2. Cut 3/4 the way up the bottle and fold each part outwards. Step 3. Draw and cut out 2 pairs of eyes and stick them onto the top of the bottles. You can add more decoration if you wish. So time for your main task. Choose one of the sea creatures to create yourself, or even better, can you come up with your own design using other recycled materials around your house? To support your learning further, you may want to use our new ocean topic page on the school website, which has many links to other videos and websites that you could use to further research ocean pollution. So how have you done? Time to share your work with the class. Make sure you share pictures of your work with your school teacher. Well done everybody. That's the end of lesson 3. Be sure to join us again in the next lesson.